Hi there, my name's Sam, and we're back here again doing some uh, speed building. Actually, it's more speed decorating, a little bit of interior building of walls and things. Uh, I had completely stripped this house so that I kept like the outer shell, but I wanted to just completely redo the inside because it was a mess. All the Veronaville houses so far are a real mess, so I am excited to start working on the Monty Ranch, I think is the official name of it. I love Mediterranean style houses, so it'd be really cool to get to honestly, my favorite part will be digging through Pinterest for pictures of cool houses to inspire me. And actually, speaking of that, while doing this, I kind of vaguely referenced the Tudor houses that I had found. Most of the Tudor houses I found were more about the exterior, and I kind of didn't find a really good consistency in interior, and that maybe just be not realizing what I'm looking at when it comes to Tudor houses. Or Tudor is the right word. It might be Manor. I always get them confused. Maybe it's Manor houses. I don't know. Anyway, but so I kind of just did my own thing with it while keeping it in mind. I tried to make it just feel like it was an old money house, so to speak. Kind of, expensive looking, but because it actually is kind of a small house, it's not a big rolling mansion or something, which I imagine maybe it would be less common in a place like where Veronaville is supposed to be based in. I guess maybe it would be more likely to be a big castle or something, I don't know, but I tried to make it just look very grand and but still very tight, because it is quite a small place. I ended up using all of the doors, I believe I used are Maxis doors, and instead of doing arch like a regular opening, here I decided I was going to play around with the arches in the game, which I never really use, and they're really cool. And so I decided to actually make them as kind of a piece in the house and just put them right in there. They're one of those things, there's a lot of stuff in the game that's really good that I never use because it's like you kind of look past it. It's like your eye gets trained to look for those certain like easy to use objects. Like I always end up going for like all the modern IKEA stuff because it's just easy. It has matching colors and you just throw it down and it's good. But I don't know, I always try to pay attention to some other objects, and lately I've been doing a ton of purging of my custom content folder and kind of focusing on going back to Maxis Match, which I have done in the past. I think there was a time, I think it was back when I was building some of the community lots, some of the first community lots in Strangeview. I had focused on doing Maxis Match stuff, and or not even not Maxis Match, but just like literally just actually using Maxis. And so that's what I've been trying to do. Like the other day, I just literally was like, okay, I'm gonna completely go through all of my chairs and tables in my game and just take screenshots of every one that I want to get rid of that I don't absolutely need. And I just like cleared out a ton of stuff, and I'm focusing more on using Maxis objects and maybe collecting more like recolors of those objects and stuff. That light is really pretty. I appreciated it. Also, I forgot to mention this section, the image is like cut off. You can see the UI along the bottom is like clipped off. That was an accident. It does change eventually. While recording this, I realized I had it recording with my OBS settings that I use while recording art. Like when I'm drawing digitally and stuff, I have it kind of zoomed in on the center of the program, and so it kind of screwed up my imagery here. But anyway, I liked this grand entryway where you come in and there's that classic painting that I never use, even though I always think like, man, I need to use that somewhere. So I decided to throw that in there. Maybe it's some relative. and I just kind of tried to, I used a lot of candles in this build. I think that, I don't know, it seemed, I guess a little bit, it kind of ended up going more medieval a little bit, and I just kind of went with it. It seemed to work for them. I feel like it'll be fun to play in. It's very different than what I usually decorate in, and so I almost found it easier to try to kind of match the theme and stuff. One of the things that I really can't play without as far as custom content goes is sculptures. So you'll see me kind of throwing down lots of different sculptures. These two actually are from the game, but I have a lot of converted sculptures from The Sims 3 that I really like, that I use a ton. I actually have some that I used in here that is a converted from The Sims Medieval, I think is what it's officially called. I always call it The Sims 3 Medieval because it's like using the Sims 3 engine, or however you want to say it, but The Sims Medieval, which is a game I feel like I haven't played enough. I have it, and I don't really play it a whole lot, but it's kind of a neat game. I think it would be a good game to like stream or something. I didn't really know what to do in this little walkway here. This is, I don't remember if I mentioned it, I built a basement. I had kind of thought about it, and then actually I think somebody mentioned it. I don't remember how it came about, but that they always add a basement to add things, and it ended up working out really well. I think this little statue that I just put in there is from The Sims Medieval, but I ended up working out well to put like all of the teenager entertainment objects, what I thought the kids would all want to have, like the TV with the video games and the everything, because I figured that Consort he's probably kind of a hard ass about like not letting them, he probably wouldn't let them have a TV with video games in their room. To me, that seems like he would be more traditional about that or something, and he's like, well, okay, fine, you can shove it in the basement, and so that's kind of just their little hangout cave down there. But I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh yeah, it ended up kind of sitting weird. I kind of had wished I had maybe put it in a little bit different spot as far as where the basement is located and where the entryway is located to the basement, or the stairway rather, because that little room that you kind of go into, it feels like a lot of wasted space, but it ended up working out okay. It's just like awkward to edit it after I've already been building and stuff, because I might have to delete some foundation and it just would screw everything up, so I just kind of worked around it. I actually really like this little entryway that I'm doing here. I think it's really neat. And then I ended up making this room. I was originally going to make it like a study or something, like a little reading place, like maybe Consort's study or something, but I ended up turning it into a dining room. It ended up working out better as some kind of eating spot, and I put the kitchen in that sort of other end that's open still, or that hasn't been built in or decorated in, whatever. So it kind of works well. Another thing I wanted to mention was that you'll see the lighting constantly, like it just did, where it goes from day to night. That's because the actual game time of when we left the household was nighttime, so it's like every time I go to save or go out of build and buy, it changes back to nighttime, so it might like randomly jump between things, between times. I like this statue. This is another Sims Medieval statue, and it has a slot where you can put something in her little thing that she's holding. You could probably put a plant or something, but I put like a table light. The light that I put in there is one of the custom content objects I've chosen to keep in because I use it a ton and I really like it, is a lighting set on Mod The Sims by Pineapple Forest is actually the name. They have a ton of really good like true Maxis Match like stuff, and I have a bit of their stuff, but I really like having a good variety of like little table lamps and stuff. So yeah, we got put a little flower in the center. That's our nice little sort of medieval dining room. Then we're into the kitchen zone here. I didn't actually end up loving the kitchen in the end. I kind of wanted a little bit more, and it ended up a little bit plain. I wished I just couldn't find something that matched sort of the colors. I ended up using these very basic counters. Unfortunately, the windows always like pop through the back. I mean, not always, but with these particular windows, and there really wasn't anything I could do about it. So I just chose to not see it. But it didn't end up too bad. I had a hard time with the sort of the feng shui of the whole room. I ended up getting rid of that door, that entry there, because it just made it was just like cramped. I don't know. It was hard to make it really work, but I think in the end it'll be okay. I kind of wanted to do like some kind of old-fashioned looking like standalone sink, but it didn't really end up working either, so things just kind of, I kept sort of shuffling things around. I ended up putting this stove kind of separate on its own, which I don't know, I see a lot in old houses where the stove is kind of away from everything. It's not like right flush with the counter or whatever. But yeah, after the fact, looking at it, I kind of feel like the counters look a little bit too modern or something, but I think they're okay. Like, it's just very like sleek and clean looking. I actually ended up extending this little area here, almost like a long porch. And again, I don't know that necessarily matches with the style of home that these usually are, but it ended up working for just the way things were. I also ended up changing my mind and doing like a concrete, or rather a stone sort of steps and porch type thing. But so I kind of just threw a little door in, actually from where, so you'd be able to walk out onto it from that sort of dining area. It's kind of a strange layout, but it's kind of a strange house overall that you have to kind of make things work. I ended up putting some flower things that I had found. These weird goofy, they're like some kind of gargoyle faced thing. They're kind of hideous, but I like them. I think I found them on Mod The Sims also. I dug through Mod The Sims for sculptures and like plants and stuff that were sort of more, not necessarily converted stuff, but stuff made for The Sims 2. Tends to have like a little bit more of that traditional Sims 2 style and like the more reasonable poly counts and all that kind of stuff. But overall, I did really like how this first floor went. I think we're going to be moving on to the upper floor in a second here. Yeah, jumping in. And so as you're watching this, you may be, if you've paid close attention, you may be questioning, where are the bathrooms? And the answer is, I don't know. I finished decorating and doing everything, went back in to take some screenshots and realized that I had not put a single bathroom in the whole goddamn house. So I actually had made space for a bathroom downstairs, like a little half bath, and then forgot about it, and it was empty, completely empty. So I go back in. So I do, after we've kind of already finished this whole upper level, you'll see footage of the redecorating of to move things around to fit a bathroom. Yeah, I think I end up actually going back after I have already done the cellar decorating, or basement decorating. But yeah, I really really liked this study room. This room that I'm kind of working on right now ended up turning into a study, and with the two archways there. But then I ended up having to cut it back because of the need for a bathroom. I figured that a bathroom was a good reason to sort of sacrifice Consort's nice big study room. But I imagine that this is Consort's room now. I noticed only in editing that I have one misplaced wall tile there with the triangles. That is not intentional. It kind of matches the other wall covering, but it wasn't what I meant to have there. And I think, I don't know if I fix it. Oh, I have this Victorian typewriter, this Victorian set that I downloaded somewhere in the depths of like old Sims 2 forums. Somehow I found it, but it has a typewriter that I didn't realize I had downloaded, so I just tried to drop that in. Oh, I guess I just covered up the wrong wall with a bookshelf. I guess that's okay. Whatever. That's fine. We're gonna pretend we didn't see that. We're gonna pretend we got some plants. We gotta pay attention to the plants right now. I really like having like a room with just like lots of big bookshelves that just kind of fill up the room. So that's what I kind of did here. I ended up using another one of these lights from Pineapple Forest on Mod The Sims. Same set from the one I used downstairs. So it looks nice. I think I was trying to keep a green theme for some reason, and then I changed my mind and went blue. I guess maybe I was trying to pull the green in from the outer hallway where there's a green wallpaper, but I like the blue. I actually really like how that, like, the blue chair looks against that reddish wood. I usually don't like the red wood in The Sims 2, but I've been trying to embrace it because so much of the wooden furniture has this, like, reddish tone. Now, of course, I always play with, for the most part, I play with a reshade filter on, which I think boosts the redness of it a little bit, so probably makes it a little bit more in the direction that I don't want it to be in, but I've been kind of dealing with it. I've just went with it, and it's alright, especially since everything kind of matches it, so it works pretty well. But I don't really know what Max's obsession with redwood was, but anyway, so when I was doing the bedrooms, rather, didn't do any bathrooms, we already established that. When I did the bedrooms, I ended up deciding to design it like, you know, of course, Tybalt has just left and we don't need a room for him, but I decided to make it like a room that was his. So I just kind of left it decorated, and I figure he may just come back after college for a while to live at the house. That'd be fine. He may not. I may forget to have him do that, and we'll just have the room be for somebody else down the line. Who knows? I don't know who I would like to have take over the house. I mean, I for some reason I always think of Juliet kind of staying and inheriting the house, but it could also be the other one, Hermia. I think that's her name. But I kept the rooms pretty basic. I did some, you know, kind of made them look a little lived in with some posters and stuff. I figured that maybe Consort allowed some mild postering, but overall he probably would not be too keen on letting them go wild with hanging things all over the walls and putting tacks into the walls and things. That seems like something he would not want to do. I originally started putting this TV down in the games, and I was like, no, he probably would not let them have like games and stuff in their rooms. That's where I figured, well, I'll put it in the basement. They can have a little gaming zone in the basement. I also tried to use these one-tile desks so that they could each technically have their own desk, but it really just did not work. It was just looking goofy, so I just put one desk. And if I don't know, that unfortunately it means I can't like assign a desk, but I don't think it'll be a big deal. They're not really going to be teens that much longer, so. I like this little teddy bear. So it seemed right that they'd have just like a little leftover teddy stuff. Each room kind of has a little bit of a color theme. I was able to use this striped wallpaper that is already in the game. It's actually interesting because if you look up close, it looks like it's like hand painted or like just imperfectly painted. Almost to an extreme amount, but I figured, yeah, well, I'll just kind of use it. It works. I think it came with Apartment Life. I don't know why I want to say that. I could be completely wrong. But I pretty much copied over similar furniture over to Tybalt's room here and just kind of dropped things in. I did just keep either candles or that one lamp that I'm putting on the bed end table, the bedside table there. It kind of looks like it's an oil lamp. It has like a catching thing underneath, or a thing where oil would go. I don't know. But and then I ended up spending way too much time in Consort's room, I felt like, because I kept changing my mind about the wallpaper. I do cut out a lot of my like wallpaper and flooring screwing around because I just constantly go back and forth between multiple things. And so I'm just ended up clipping things and chopping things. I also do this terrible thing where when I'm done, I can't like decide whether I like something. I like look at it a lot by like spinning around. So then when I fast forward the footage, it's like dizzying. It is gonna make me throw up. So I cut that all out. That's not great. I did end up putting, I ended up putting a hobby thing in Consort's room, and I think I forgot which, because there was a point where it was kind of funny because he popped up a want of wanting to do like, I don't remember if I couldn't remember if it was flower making or toy making. I thought maybe it was toy making. And so I thought maybe I'd put something in his room. At one point we had him painting, so I tried a easel here. Then I changed my mind about that. And then I decided to try putting like a, well, there I'm trying a bookshelf, but some kind of hobby thing, like he's hiding away in his room doing a hobby thing. But then it didn't seem to make sense later on when I was rearranging for to fit a bathroom in. I ended up giving him his own kind of private bathroom. I ended up moving the hobby thing down into the basement, and that ended up working out fine. But yeah, at first here, I also realized after I had already finished everything that, because I had left some stuff out on the lawn, like out in the road rather, of like some things I didn't want to delete. One of them was the pinball machine that Romeo gave to Juliet. Another one was Consort's ant collection, or ant farm. And so I did eventually, after the fact, put that in his little study that we made. I ended up putting it at his desk and kind of put the lamp that's on the desk of the study, I ended up putting it like on an OMSP, so it's kind of like off into the center of the desk, and so the ant farm is accessible for him to play with while he's writing his great novels. Maybe he'll write novels about the ants. I'm not sure. Here we are going down into the basement. It's very dark and weird shaped, and that was kind of made it weird to fit things in. I ended up just keeping the stone foundation thing, and then just put like an old wood floor. At first I thought maybe I'd put carpeting, but I thought, well, I don't know if Consort would really go through the trouble of carpeting the place, because I figured it was probably just an old basement from back when the place was first built, and I doubt it would have carpet, so it would just have old wood. I started to put these chairs there and then realized that they were right where the Sims will walk down the stairs, and I ended up moving it. I never used this entertainment thing with the TV for some reason. It just never fits in the houses. But I decided to use it because it seemed like, I don't know, it seemed cool. I also love these chairs. These are like one of those really cool things in the game that has like a lot of character to it. Also, I keep having this issue. You may have noticed just now there was like an error message that popped up twice that I had to hit reset, like a force error thing. Also, this is the pinball machine, the big pinball machine that Romeo gave Juliet that I put down there. But whenever I take a music thing, like any of the radios or stereos, out of the catalog, it throws an error, and I don't know what the heck that's related to. I can't figure that out. I thought maybe, I don't even know how to really check it. I did add some mods recently, but I ended up taking them out because I kept getting other errors, and I'm kind of worried that there's something wrong. But so far, everything seems to be running fine. But I did put this little sort of creative corner down at the end of this weird long section that I made, and that for some reason I made the shape of the basement like this, and I don't really know why, but I figured maybe one of the kids, like maybe Hermia, would be down there sort of painting or something, or of course Consort could as well. I did put a this piano. I ended up putting this piano upstairs. I thought that seemed appropriate right in the entryway, maybe outside, right outside the dining area. Somebody could be playing piano while the rich kids are dining. But yeah, I just kind of tried to find all kinds of crap to just throw in here that like all the spoiled rich kids would have all their crap gathered together in some cool hangout room. I did put a chess table though, that's not very cool, but I did get rid of it later, so that's cool. I think it's because I put the Consort's little hobby thing down there. Maybe he'll stay down there and keep an eye on him while he's making toys or something. Oh yeah, I also have his thing. I have removed, since I removed a bunch of stuff from the game, a lot of stuff ends up like looking like other things. So like when I was deleting stuff off the lawn there, those were like a bunch of random crap that the plants that I used to have turned into because the custom content's gone. If that makes sense. See, there was that error for the radio again. Here we are doing bathrooms. Bathrooms are important. This little dark, sad room that I completely forgot existed. It's gonna be an ugly little bathroom. It's good. Did make it a little bit more cozy with the bookshelves kind of all tighter in there, I guess. And I actually ended up really liking the little bathroom that I made for this one here. I feel like this is kind of the main full bathroom for everybody in the house, except for Consort, because he has his own full bathroom, full master bathroom. There's a lot of really good, like, unique tile walls just in the game naturally. Like there's a lot of really good ones. I really like this brown one, but it didn't really match their style. I decided to use some stone. I jumped forward there because I had been trying 100 different wallpapers and floors before I decided on one. I think I ended up bringing the wood right into the bathroom, which is kind of weird, but I've seen a lot of old houses that just, they have the hardwood floors right in the bathroom and then they just kind of use like bathroom mats. I really like this cute little walling that I found as well. But yeah. The only thing is the wood doesn't really match the floor or the door. Like it's 3 different kinds of wood, but that's okay. We're going to not pay attention to that. I have a bunch of recolors of this bathtub. I like having recolors for like basic stuff like that just to freshen it up. So I got recolors for the curtain. It's a neat little thing. Gotta put some candles. I can't imagine living in a house that actually has like candles like that everywhere. Like I hope they're fake candles that are actually like electric candles. That would be good, because just like walking around with a lighter, having to light everything to turn it on to be able to see what you're doing, you know, would be really annoying. So yeah, maybe they're just magical candles. Maybe everybody's a witch that can, and that's their only power, is turning on candles at will. Okay, here we are making Consort's fancy little bathroom. He's got a little diagonal wall and everything. He's got his little light. I think later on I end up actually putting I got these, I think they're from Mod The Sims also, where it's like an invisible light. You can't see it, it's just like a ceiling light, and there's like a light, there's a hard light version and a soft light version. I think I put the soft light version because with this candle, it was just really dark, and I didn't really want to add anything else, so I decided to just add that invisible light in. I think I'm about to do that right now. Look at that. Oh, I can't really see what I did, but here's a little slideshow. Some of my favorite shots. I really, really like how this house turned out. I think it has a lot of character to it. It's very different from the usual, like Pleasant View and Strange Town houses that I would normally do. And I'm really excited to go back and play it. See, that's the only thing now, is I have to wait for the whole rest of the round to go back and play in the nice house. But actually, some of the houses that we will be playing in, I have already started to make over. The ones that are from, like for the families that start out in the bin in Veronaville. And I moved them into some of the different manor houses that when you move them in, they're empty. So I did do that, so we will be playing in some freshened up new houses pretty soon, because I think the Summer Dreams are the last family that actually start as being, you know, already in a house pretty much. Everybody else that we're going to be playing has been moved into a house, which is kind of the strange thing about Moronaville. But yeah, that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you very much. Next we'll be doing the Monty house. That'll be fun. All right, bye.